you to mute yourselves, apart from obviously the presenters. And then we'll get started in a couple of minutes. We'll wait for some more to come in. I look a bit bundled up. The heating seems to be a bit on the blink here, so I'm not broadcasting from outside, but it certainly feels like it. Okay, Michael, shall we make a start? You're muted, Michael. Sorry, Michael, you're on mute.
Thanks, Clifford. I think we should begin now. Yeah. It's going to be me introducing the speakers today instead of Guy, who can't be with us, but we've got a fabulous lineup and we have 4 presentations, all with an extremely different offering. So let's, without more ado, start off with Tutino Yacht Charter, and Charmian, in fact, will introduce Sophia.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you all here. Some familiar names and some newcomers, which is great. So I'm really happy that Sophia from Sophia Tutino Yacht Charter is able to join us today. She has a very interesting proposition. If you are charged with finding a solution for your boss's winter break, then a yacht charter is an absolutely perfect solution, particularly in these days when you're trying to avoid COVID centres. And so Sophia is going to talk us through the very simple steps of chartering a yacht and the places that are currently COVID secure and open to visitors. So Sophia, if you'd like to unmute and share your screen.
Good morning, yes.
Good morning.
We are here. Sorry.
Yep, that looks fine. You just need to remember the little screen down on the bottom right. Next one. To the right. Yep, and then the next one.
Okay.
Great.
Good morning, everyone. We are very happy to be here today to introduce you to yacht chartering, which we feel would be the most suitable solution for your boss's holidays during the current climate. I firstly would like to introduce myself. I am Sophia Tutino. I have been in yachting for the last 14 years, working for 3 of the largest yachting companies in the world for 12 years, heading the charter operations, before starting my own company 2 years ago, focusing on charter services only. Sophia Tutino Yachting is a boutique-sized company specialized exclusively in charter services. We are the trusted charter and charter management experts globally. What is the difference between yacht charter? I will quickly touch on what is the difference between yacht charter and charter management. Yacht charter is working on behalf of a client who would like to have a holiday on a yacht in the world. We source the right yachts in their desired location within the right budget. Charter management is working on behalf of a yacht owner, managing and promoting his yacht for charter. Given, as I said, the current climate, a lot of the ski holidays are compromised this winter. A yacht is the right solution for the holiday break. And we would like to explain to you why we think you should charter a yacht, or perhaps offer that option to your boss. It is currently the ultimate in social distancing with the strictest COVID safeguards implemented on the yachts. None of the guests or the crew would be able to meet each other without PCR tests, negatives, of course. The highest disinfection on the yachts are happening between all the charters and before any guests come on board. So, you know, this is an extremely safe place. It is, of course, a private luxury experience tailored for you. It is the most bespoke holiday, one of the most bespoke holiday you could have. You can only access some of the most remote locations around the globe from a yacht, from the water. Privacy is obviously important. Privacy serviced by a dedicated professional crew and a Michelin star chef. And the crew is there on the yacht, dedicated 24/7 for the guests on board. Diversity of activities. The very important point of being on a yacht is you could have a lot of activities, such as water sports. Inside the yacht, obviously, really nice dinners, jacuzzi, gym. You can have a yoga teacher come on board. You could do a lot of activities on the boat, but we could mix and match also with activities on shore, such as horse riding, wine tasting, trekking. We have clients sometimes who would go on shore to go golfing for the day, just to break up the holiday on the yacht. It is a superb self and privacy with the freedom and flexibility to do as you please. The moment your boss and family and friends will step on board, it will be their yacht and their private space for the amount of time they would spend on board. And given the very busy lives, very hectic lives that we can have when we are a successful businessman, being on a yacht is, for me, the perfect way to reconnect with friends and families and restore on the water. We would like to quickly tell you what we need from you in order to source the most suitable yacht. We do need some criteria. We sometimes get approached with very few criteria, but the more criteria we have from you, the more we can narrow down the search and offer the best yachts and crew for you. So destination is a very important point. Obviously, in the winter, knowing where your boss would like to go, and then we can actually advise you on where it is possible to go and when it's not. We will touch later on where it is possible to go this winter. But if you decide to book a yacht holiday for next summer, we could help also according to, you know, their likings, where they've been, where they haven't. We can help. Budget is always an important point. However, a lot of the clients don't always have a budget. They would like to see options and then decide on the budget. But having one helps. If not, we then work with you on the different options. Yacht size is also a good criteria, but usually for clients who have been on yachts, who do know the kind of size they would be after. If you don't know the size your boss would like, because A, perhaps he's never chartered before, so it is hard to know, or B, from one year to another, the size, the yachts they charter vary because of the different guests who come on board. We would also help you deciding. Which type of yacht is extremely important. Chartering a sailing yacht is different from chartering a motor yacht or a catamaran. And this is also very important to know in advance. Classic interior, modern interior is also a good criteria to have. And for me, I would say, as a professional in the industry, the most important criteria is knowing the number of people sleeping on board. Why? Because all the yachts have completely different layouts and different cabin configurations. And what I've seen in the past is when we do not know the exact charter breakdown, it could be problematic when booking the boat, because if you have, let's say, 4 couples, we need to find yachts with 4 double beds. And I know it may sound a bit sometimes obvious, but we have seen in the past clients not knowing the charter party in advance and booking a yacht with, say, 2 double cabins and 2 cabins with single beds. And then when the charter starts, they would need an extra double, and there isn't. We can't change the layout of the yacht. So that information is very helpful in advance in the selection process. Little criteria which if for your boss are extremely important, such as a jacuzzi on board, a gym, specific water toys. Again, it's important because we at Sophia Tutino Yachting are the experts in matching the right yacht crew for the right profile. Our success rate is actually one of the highest at the moment. So all those criteria will be useful. If you're not too sure, we will guide you through them and we will try and help you with everything. Available location. Sorry, yes, there is a question, but I will read later. The chef is extremely important, and we would match according to the client's request. We've had very specific requests in the past, and again, at the inquiry stage, knowing that helps us source the right yacht, because each yacht comes with the crew, so that's important. I would like to share with you the 3 main destinations this winter, well, allowed destinations to charter this winter. Obviously, normally in winter, we would have Southeast Asia included there. We would have French Polynesia, Australia, however, not this winter, 2020. And we are at the forefront of all the latest regulations and information within yachting. I sit on the board of all the yachting associations, so we know what's possible, what's not, when. And we're here to actually inform and educate you and help you. The 3 main hubs this winter would be the Maldives, the Bahamas, and the Eastern Caribbean. These are the 3 main hubs because they are hubs allowing yachts to come in and guests to arrive. And we are going to explain for each location. This is a map showing you the countries in the Eastern Caribbean, including the Bahamas mainly, that do not require a quarantine period. Oops, sorry, I'll go back. A quarantine periods and require a PCR test upon arrival. The Bahamas is very busy this winter and will be busy in the right sense, because when you're on a yacht, even if the islands are busy, you are safe and secluded on the yacht. But you are able to travel to the Bahamas without having to quarantine upon arrival. A PCR test, a negative PCR test is required 5 days before arriving, and you need to obtain a health visa. So there is a link. We will help you with the whole process from A to Z. You send the negative PCR test back.
Is it Sophia?
Yes.
Sophia, just to interject from my side, you're coming close to your time. I know you've got such a lot of information to put across, but we've got the other speakers to bear in mind. So if you can wrap up in a couple of minutes, please.
Oh, okay. I thought we had 15 minutes. Okay.
Yes, it's already 11:15.
Okay. We also, so the Eastern Caribbean, we will be able to share with you the different protocols and requirements and this presentation, but we know which islands you are able to come in without quarantine and which islands are currently closed to travel. The Eastern Caribbean, the Maldives has been voted with the safest travel stamp by the World Travel and Tourism Council. You can see on the slide here the travel requirements and protocols to help you travel there, but it's very much open and there are loads of very good yachts over there. We have, however, if your boss doesn't decide to travel this winter and would like to, thanks to the vaccine also being in place, would like to travel next summer, we have here on the map highlighted the main travel destinations in the Med, including the French Riviera, Italian Riviera, Amalfi Coast, Aeolian Islands, Balearics, Croatia, Montenegro, Greece, and Turkey. I would like to finish the presentation, which is brief, but you have all the information on the presentation, and we are very available for any questions you may have on the last slide. And if you decide to email us with an inquiry or any questions you may have, please include in the subject line the PA Club. To benefit from discounts this winter for yacht chartering, and also for us to know that you come from the PA Club. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you found the presentation very useful.
Thank you, Sophia. That was great. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, as old hands at Digital Showcase know, we are recording this, so you will get all that information in the recording afterwards, and we'll send you the link in the follow-up. Clifford will send you the link probably. Okay, Sophia, thank you so much.
And excuse me for interrupting. You've finished just on time.
Thank you. I was 12 minutes from the presentation.
Oh, well, you've got a timer. Thank you. And I hope you'll stay for the other presenters, because everyone has such interesting propositions. The other thing is, I forgot to say, but at the end of the session, when everyone has finished, we shall be offering a prize of a lovely bottle of sparkling Nytimber wine. So don't go away, and who knows, you may well be lucky. So I want to now introduce Eventful, and we have Caroline and Claire from Eventful, and I'm going to do this more in the form of an interview, so there might be a brief presentation at the very beginning. Is that right, Claire?
That is correct, yes.
Let's do a screen share then, if you will.
No problem, of course. And the check, can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much, Sophia, for your presentation. I now want to go to the Bahamas. It's definitely on my bucket list, so thank you very much. We are here today to talk about one of Eventful's new services that we've added during this time. It was actually launched on the 14th of October, which is Eventful Experiences. But we thought we'd first set the scene and give you all a bit of information about the additional services that Eventful offer. So Eventful is 18 years old as a company, and our actual roots starts with PAs. Our first ever client, who is actually still one of our top clients, was a PA at an oil firm, and we still work with them to this day. We offer a selection of different services to help with events. Venue finding is one of the core services that we offer. We work within the UK and internationally. We can help source venues that are hotels and non-hotels as well. We work with a wide selection of different industries, legal, professional services, fashion clients. So we've got a broad spectrum of experience across different industries. We also do full event management, so we pride ourselves on working with clients as they want to be worked with. So if you just require us to do the venue finding, we are more than happy to do that. But if you require additional support with regards to event planning or full on-site event management and the post-event evaluation, we can also work with you on that basis as well. We want to work with you how you want to be worked with. We also offer incentives if you just need help with finding the perfect location, be it the Bahamas or anywhere else in the world. We can help you source that, or we can also help with the full program and the full journey of the incentive from start to finish. So this brings us to Eventful Experiences, which was something that came to fruition during this year. And it was something that we wanted to offer to our clients that unfortunately this year have been unable to run incentives. And we wanted to give the option of being able to do them on an individual basis, and for people to still be rewarded and recognised for their hard work this year. So this slide just gives a bit more information about the background of Eventful Experiences and why it is something that we've created. So what we've done is built on our strong relationships within the industry. We've got a collection of hotels that we've curated and put together a collection of experiences that can be booked as gift certificates or vouchers, if you like to call them that. Each of these hotels have put together bespoke packages for Eventful that can be booked for individuals, for incentives. But we've also found from clients that not just for incentives, if you're wanting to book rewards for staff, or if you're looking to book small groups at any of these hotels, that is of course something that we can help you with. So we've got some great brands on board, and we are actually hoping to be able to add some more to the collection coming up in the next few months. We're very much at the minute focused on the UK market and the domestic, because we know with everything that's been going on that people aren't wanting to travel, understandably, and looking to spend time, with their family and in a safe environment. So these are all trusted suppliers. We've got a beautiful brochure that shows every single experience. So this is just a snapshot for you. We will of course share after this call our contact details, and if you wish to receive a copy of the brochure, more than happy to send that through to you. But this just gives you a snapshot of the experience that we've got for Beaverbrook that they've offered. But what we've done with each of the hotels is we've tried to offer a broad spectrum of different experiences. So you've got people who like to use the spa, you've got people that are more active, we've got activities that people can take part in. What we've also done is the majority of the packages are based on 2 nights. There is some exceptions that are 1 night, but of course if you've got a higher budget, or you want to offer a week's stay, or you want to do multi locations, we can of course look into that for you. This is very much a starting point for the experience that we can build for you. We do pride ourselves on being highly consultative, so we want to put together the perfect experience, because that's what makes it memorable for everybody and makes it something that's unique. What we can also do for you is alongside our sister company, Cheerful 21st, we can offer virtual events. If you want to do a virtual launch of an incentive program, or if you want everybody to stay at one of the hotels all at the same time and hook everybody up to a virtual event and host a meeting while everybody's away from home and not being interrupted by the Amazon man knocking up the door, we can certainly do that for you as well. So this is very much a building block to create the perfect event for you. So this is just a snapshot of the different experiences. So I will now hand back to Michael. And I believe you have some questions for Caroline and I.
Yes, I was going to ask Caroline, how did Eventful Experiences come about? Maybe you can share the screen. Oh, there we go.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having us, first of all. And thanks, Claire. That was a great background introduction, I think, to Eventful and our services. And I think that leads me on to your question, Michael, which is, we're very experienced. Our business is split quite equally, actually, across the domestic market and international market. So domestic hotels and venues we work with really closely here, and we work with many leading UK corporations on their full events programs. Oftentimes that also incorporates outbound events internationally. So that's how the business has evolved over the last kind of almost 2 decades now, to be both a national focus and international focus. So during this year, I think Claire and I really, it's been one of the first opportunities, if we can look at this year positively, to focus on the business rather than working always in the business and being very busy. So so over the summer months, when the restrictions after lockdown, the first lockdown, restrictions were eased, we were really speaking to each other on a daily basis saying, what can we do? There just isn't anything in terms of, live events that our clients with. So our sister agency are very experienced in virtual and digital events, and will be moving forward, of course, in hybrid events as well. So we didn't need to participate and kind of change or evolve the business into being a virtual agency, which a lot of our competitors in the marketplace have done. So in a lovely way, we had a little bit of space to think about how we could change our services. And one of the only markets that was truly traveling in the UK was the domestic luxury leisure travel. And as we all know, staycations have really taken off this year. So we were thinking about, and one of the main questions we were asking ourselves was what are our clients doing who were going to be taking an incentive group internationally this year, who've had to cancel that group? How are they going to reward those participants who were due to go on a trip of a lifetime this year? You know, what are they doing to replace that that reward, essentially? And that's where the idea of Eventful Experiences came. And the other idea behind it was we were also thinking about how we could support these partners of ours in the local marketplace. So so we came up with the idea of Eventful Experiences, which is a UK-based incentive product.
It's a great notion.
And as a small group or as individuals, as you know.
Yes. So you can use these experiences in a whole number of ways, I imagine, rewarding staff, potentially a nice gift to a potential client or partner, and obviously incentives you've already mentioned. There's lots of reasons to pick up some of these fabulous experiences.
Yes, thank you, Michael. That's so true. And actually through the conversations we've been having with our different corporate clients, and also being now introduced into to new clients within the same companies, we're having some fascinating conversations about how different companies are viewing how they would build on these essentially gift vouchers.
Yes.
Sometimes it can just be a straight gift and a reward to say thank you for hard work. Others are looking at it to replace that incentive program, and then some, like you say, are looking to reward clients for business levels. So there are a lot of different ways that these vouchers can be utilized.
And what occurs to me, and I think talking to you the previous week, is that a company could actually choose to give such experiences to staff in different places, so that you could have someone staying up at Glen Eagles and someone staying in the Cotswolds. They could have a fantastic stay and the experience of the hotel with all its extra activities, but also get together maybe via Zoom for a corporate meeting.
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, one of our clients, a luxury retail client, said to us the other day, that's exactly how the president, we were chatting to him, and he said that is how he will be doing his next leadership meeting, would be spreading everybody, giving them a choice as to which hotel to go and stay at with their family or whoever they choose to take with them. And they're able to have a bit of a break, but at the same time, there will be a business purpose to it. So he had a slightly different angle as to how he would run his next leadership meeting.
That's a very clever idea, and the value looked pretty good. Claire was going very quickly through the slides because we cracked the whip so much in our showcases, I'm afraid. But I noticed pretty reasonable prices for some of the offerings in your showcase of possibilities. So, and I noticed a shopping voucher in one of them. I couldn't see where it was, but it was worth £250 on its own. So that was really excited me.
Yes, well, there's actually great value. I know they can potentially look a bit pricey, but if you look at the true cost of what companies spend for events, especially if you're taking a group away for 2 or 3 nights, and you're adding all of the different production costs and travel costs, etc. We've had great, really encouraging feedback on the product, and it's just opened people's minds, I think, to thinking about how they could organize an event or an incentive.
And briefly, what's the booking process? How do you go about getting in touch and securing a booking?
Claire, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, and those prices as well are based on 2 people. So which obviously makes them look even more favourable. But in terms of if you're looking to book, we, as I mentioned, as an agency, we want to work with you and ensure we're getting the right solution for your requirements. So we would just ask you to reach out. I've just actually popped my email address in the chat box, but I'm sure you'll share our contact details afterwards as well. But please do reach out and let us know what it is that you're looking for, whether it is an incentive or a remote meeting that you're looking for, and then we can put together sort of a bespoke solution for you. We can look at something as simple as if you're just wanting to buy, for example, 10 vouchers for Gleneagles, then we can simply do that for you. Or if you're looking at more of an extensive program of putting something together, then we can certainly look at that. We can certainly look at pulling that together for you as well. So just reach out.
Last question, very briefly, Claire or Caroline, what are your plans for the future? Are you going to roll this out further?
Go ahead.
Yes, I think as I mentioned, we've already we're speaking with a number of additional hotels within the UK, which will be coming into the portfolio. We want to ensure that we're getting a good spread of destinations throughout the UK because we live in such a beautiful country. And I think one of the things that has come out of this time is with regards to, appreciating what we have on our doorstep. So we want to ensure that we've got a good coverage of the UK with regards to the hotels. But obviously there is also a need to have overseas locations, because if it is for an incentive, your winners might not be based in the UK. So currently we can, of course, source that on a bespoke basis. But hopefully in the future, we'd like to roll that out roll Eventful Experiences out internationally, and perhaps and we are also talking about adding additional things to the list of the experiences. But all I will say is watch this space, visit our website regularly, link in with us on LinkedIn, and we're constantly releasing news on what's going to be next for Eventful Experiences, because it's something that we want to look after and nurture post pandemic as well. We believe it is something that is key and can work within the market for, in the future.
Well, thank you very much, Claire and Caroline. That was a fabulous snapshot of Eventful, and a good to have the background. And you've obviously got years and years of experience, and it shows. So thank you. I'm sorry, I've just been told that wasn't very gallant, but I meant the experience shows, not anything. And the next presenters are, talking of virtual events, as we all have been this year, are the experts on the technical side. And so I'd very much like to introduce Will and Gareth. I'm not quite sure who's going to do the presentation, but over to you guys.
Thank you, Michael. I'll start. Thank you very much, Michael. I'll start off and then I'll hand over to Gareth in just a few moments to go through some slides. So hello, everyone. High Frequencies has been providing audio-visual solutions to companies across the UK for over a decade. We support companies in many different ways, supplying audio-visual equipment and event production services for a range of live events, such as conferences, awards ceremonies, and fashion shows. We are very pleased to have provided our services to the PA Club for their in-person events for many years. We are here to talk to you today about our range of virtual events and live streaming services, which helps companies bring their events online. We offer professional online event production services using some of the latest streaming technology, and our team have many years of experience and are very happy to advise and support you through the process. The most crucial element of any corporate event is the video stream. Our experience and expertise will ensure your video content is delivered at broadcast quality with crisp, clear sound and engaging graphics. We offer customized packages with a wide range of options, such as multiple HD camera streams for different locations with picture-in-picture and graphic branded overlays. This can be integrated with audience engagement services such as Slido and presented in public or password protected streams or on the major platforms or on your own website. Since the first lockdown, the demand for our online streaming services has increased significantly, and we have been helping new and existing clients deliver live event streaming, webinars, and virtual events. Our corporate video streaming solutions help you convert in-person events to remote or hybrid version, which stakeholders can watch and interact with. Our team have many years of experience and are more than happy to advise and support through the process. I'd now like to introduce Gareth Small, our head of productions, who will demonstrate how we prepare and deliver a live stream. And if you have any questions, please put them in the Zoom chat and we'll be happy to answer them after the presentation. Thank you, Gareth.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Will, for the introduction. My name is Gareth, as Will said, and I run the productions team here at Higher Frequencies. So, this year, obviously, we've been doing mostly virtual events, but historically, we've been running every type of event, so conferences, live music, product launches, exhibitions, weddings, all sorts of events. But this year, obviously, the focus has been primarily on the virtual side of things. We have over the years run thousands of events, and anything from the Prime Minister's office, civil service fast stream training events, the Foreign Office, KPMG, Landmark Hotels, Hilton Hotels, we work for Twitter, Facebook, London Marathon events, and most recently we've done a large global conference for UCL, their Global Engagement Office. So I'm not going to do too long of a presentation, but I'm going to share with you a bit of video, just with a few clips of some recent events. I'm just going to share my screen with you now. Okay, everybody see that okay? Here we go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and hi to everyone who's joining this session. I'm hugely excited to welcome you to the second session of the UCL Beyond Boundaries Conference to discuss universities and the Sustainable Development Goals.
One of the feedbacks sometimes is from people is we're getting too much information from prisons at the moment, too much information from the centre. What on earth are we going to do with it? We've got to work out a way of trying to provide information that is accessible, that is necessary. And I think through the bulletin and through the work that the Information Working Group are doing, I think we are doing.
Here in the UK, honorary member of the ASC. Handing over to you now, Bill. Thank you for chairing today's conference.
Thank you, Joe. Good morning, everybody. Obviously today you're looking at me and I don't have to look at you. I'm not sure who's got the best of that deal.
We are now going to move on to item 5 on the agenda, which is the report. And I'm delighted to welcome the Chair of Trustees, John Young, to give his in-person report on the Charitable Trust. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Master. Master, wardens, past masters, fellow members of the company. It gives me great pleasure to announce that the second full year of the new Charitable Trust has once again been a very successful one.
Okay, so that was just a brief snippet of some of the events that we've worked on recently. I expect we may have a few questions when it comes to the technical side of things. So just to give an overview, as you can see there, we'd employed various elements of graphic backgrounds, graphical overlays, lower thirds as they call it. So that's just speaker titles and sort of various dynamic content to really sort of up the level of any virtual event you might do, because obviously on a simple level we can it takes it a level up from streaming on sort of Teams or Zoom or something like that. So it's worth pointing out that actually all of the tools that we use, so we use Zoom ourselves to dial speakers in to these events, but then we will take these elements in our studio and combine it with the graphic layouts, and you see there that you get this broadcast style video output there, and it can be fully configurable. You can have any sort of layout. We can work with your design team, or we can design these things ourselves in-house with our graphic team. And as you could see there, we had the animated video at the beginning of UCL, which really a nice, dynamic, exciting way to start any conference. That's kind of the video stream side of it. We tend to split it into two halves, really, because you've got what we call the broadcast video element, and that's what you've just seen there on the clip. And the other side of that is the event platform, and we can stream to any event platform, really. So we can do anything like we can send to platforms such as Umbrella or Evento Virtual, where we can do virtual sponsor booths. We could I'd actually have some screenshots. So what I'll do is I'll just do another quick screen share and get this up for you.
How are we doing for time, Michael?
Oh, so you're okay for time?
Okay.
Yeah, cool. So just second through here, this is just some of our layouts that we have. So you can see we'll have a single speaker. We can have side by side. We can display slide content. So if you want to, we can do screen shares. We can drive the slides from our side if you want to send them through to us. So all your speakers and your event hosts, all they have to really worry about is just to join a Zoom call or a Teams call, and we really handle the rest and produce this sort of polished broadcast output. So in terms of the platform side of things, as I touched on, it can be anything from something like this, which is a custom microsite, so which is basically a landing page for your attendees can hit the landing page, and then they can veer off into watching the stream or finding information such as schedules and things like that. That obviously goes without saying, that's fully customizable, fully branded. We can copy or use an influence from the existing corporate site. We can put this on a subdomain of the main site, so sub URL like live.yourdomain.com, something like that. So loads of options there, and then other platform options include something like Slido. We can stream to Slido. Some people may be familiar with that if you've been to conferences. It's quite a popular tool used for taking Q&A and for doing polls with clients. So we can fully integrate with that. We can stream to that and also bring that into a custom microsite as well. And just to finish up, as I know we're just getting just about to time, there's certain platforms such as this one that we've used called Evento Virtual, and this one comes with a virtual exhibition hall whereby your attendees can view little 3D mock-up booths of any sponsors you might have for your events, and we can even enter into video chats and private message, and we have networking functions as well. So there's loads of options there. There's a lot to cover, obviously, in a short space of time, but I'll wrap up now, and if you've got any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Gareth.
Thanks.
If anyone's got any, I was going to say, if anyone's got any questions, please just drop them in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer them. I'll put our contact details in there as well. I think that covers everything now.
Thank you very much, Will and Gareth. And I think you were also going to offer a 10% discount to anyone who comes to you.
That's correct.
Via the PA Club and leading venues. So very important point. The message I'm picking up from your presentation was that you'll just arrange everything. You just make the job of the PA or the EA or the event organizer absolutely simple. Hand over to you guys.
That's correct. Yeah, we'll set up an initial meeting. We'll get all the information that we need, and then you can leave it with us, and we'll come back to you and and give you some drafts and then work towards the finished product. So
just
yeah,
a quick questions come on the chat room. There are a lot of such companies. What makes you different?
I think our
Other
ability
AV
to
companies.
Yeah, well, we like to think that we're really that we're very easy to work with. Our team, we're very professional, we're very friendly, very personable, and make it a very enjoyable experience, which can otherwise be quite stressful, working with technology. So that's how we feel that we're a bit different.
Well, I can answer the question too, Christopher, who asked it. We've worked with Higher Frequencies, and they're bloody good. So that's what makes them different.
Thank you
thank
very
you
much.
guys very, very much. And now it gives me great pleasure to hand over to our last presenter today. I've known him for many, many years, and he's got a wonderful portfolio to put across to you. So Rupert, if you're there, I want to introduce Ru&Co.
Well, good morning, everybody. Not many, many years, Michael, many, many, many years.
Okay.
Been far too long to mention, but hello and good morning to you all. My name's Rupert. I'm a managing director for Ru&Co, which is a boutique representation company based here in the UK, looking after some gorgeous, gorgeous hotels, which I'm going to share a little bit with you today. Quite a lot to get through, I'm afraid. So we're going to have to try and do this quite quickly, but I'm going to show you a little short video first, just to get us in the mood. So let me just share my screen and we can go from there.
Rupert, we can't see your screen.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Perfect.
So that was a little bit of a brief overview for those of you who can see. Can you still see my screen? Is that okay?
No, we're not seeing images, we're seeing you, but
Okay.
we'll need to do the slide share.
Let me just do that again then. How's that?
That's good.
That's good. Okay, great. So as I said, I look after a small team of people here in the UK, looking after 17 hotels and growing. And what I'm going to do today is just literally go through each one of them very, very briefly and try and give you a bit of a take home for each one of them. And we have 4 in the UK, 3 of which belong to Olga Polizzi. Those of you who are in hotels will know of Ru&Co Forte Hotels. She's Ru&Co Forte's sister. She's highly involved in the family business of Ru&Co Forte Hotels, and she's in charge of all the interior designs at the hotels. But she also owns 3 hotels of her own privately. And this is the first one, which is Tresanton in Cornwall. It's right on the southernmost tip of Cornwall, in St. Mawes. It's 5 beach cottages that have all been joined together, with bedrooms overlooking the bay and the lighthouse. Every single one has an incredible view. Also has a little bit of meeting space available, so if you do want to take it over exclusively or take over one of the cottages for a smaller group, lots and lots of flexibility here to play with if you wish to. Just down the road, about 45 minutes down the road, we have Hotel Ensley, her second property. This is an incredible building. It used to be the Duke of Bedford's hunting lodge. It's built in kind of a Scottish style, so it looks very Scottish. And his daughter lived there. He built it for her effectively. She was a little bit homesick, not living in Scotland. So back in the 1800s, he imported 25,000 fir trees, pine trees, which he planted around the hotel. So when you go there, it does feel like you're actually in Scotland. But right up until the 1970s, to create atmosphere, they used to have the staff of the house go across the river in a boat to light a fire in this little hut that they built in the middle of the forest, so that it gave this sort of smoky kind of atmosphere over the trees as you looked out the windows of the hotel or of the house. It's got 19 bedrooms. So again, it's available as an exclusive use buyout if you wanted it to, or for small incentives and meetings and groups, because they also have event space there as well. And coming soon, next March, is the third of Olga's properties. This one is in Sussex, just down the road from where I live, in a town called, or a village called Alfriston. The Star used to belong to the Forte Heritage brand, which was her and Ru&Co's dad's big brand, which I'm sure a lot of you will know of as Forte. And so it's lovely that it's coming back into the family, so to speak. Olga's doing this in conjunction with her sister Alex Polizzi, who those of you who watch The Hotel Inspector, you will know her very well. So they're doing this as a joint venture. It looks tiny. It's that 3 dormer windowed building there, but right at the back they have a big space which they've extended, or they did extend in the 70s, a bedroom block of 20 rooms. All the bedrooms in the inn part of the hotel will be turned into suites. This is actually one of the oldest coaching inns in England, and I think probably second oldest only to the Leg & Arms in the Cotswolds in Broadway. And opened brand new, sorry, this photo is literally taken from my camera. It wasn't very good. It was 8:15, yes, last Wednesday morning. Nobu Hotel, London Portman Square, finally opened after a few months delay due to our COVID situation, but the latest Nobu to open in the Nobu franchise. Opening with 250 bedrooms, the largest Nobu restaurant in the portfolio as well, which is good to know, and a rooftop bar and bedrooms and meeting space. The meeting spaces are a little bit delayed, but it's got a ballroom, one of the largest ballrooms in London. It will be when it's ready, which will probably be, they think, around about March. But the restaurant, the bars, the public spaces, and all the bedrooms are available for anybody who wants to use it. And then we flit across to Europe. I have the Hotel de l'Europe in Amsterdam. This is one of the 2 grand dams of Amsterdam. It sits on the river, River Dam, and it is, you couldn't get any more central if you tried. It's 250 meters away from Dam Square, sits on a curve of the river, so 95% of the bedrooms overlook the river, a lot of them with balconies. They have just finished a multi-million euro refurbishment of all their public spaces, the ground floor, their restaurants, their bars, and their event spaces. So a brand new product in Amsterdam to try if you are thinking about visiting. This is one of my favorite in the portfolio, actually. It's called Hotel Chemonnet. It is in Cognac, which is a very unexplored region of France. Most people do the wine routes, they do Bordeaux and all the other areas. And this is literally a 45-minute drive from Bordeaux. So if you are traveling around France where you want to do something a little bit different to a wine experience, then Chemonnet is your place. It sits right in the middle of Cognac town center. It's built in 2 sections. So the section you see here at the front is an old Cognac house where they used to store the old cognac, and then the owner has built a secondary wing at the back which houses some of the restaurants, the bars, and a magnificent 2,500 square meter spa. So again, just something a little bit unusual, a little bit of a off the beaten track kind of option. It is the only 5-star luxury hotel in the region. And then we fly across the waters to Corsica, and this is such a cute little hotel. Corsica, again, not a very well visited island for the UK market, but somewhere very definitely worth exploring. Miramar sits on the in the middle of the island, basically on the west coast of the island. Most people who go to Corsica know the east coast very, very well. So this area is very untapped, very unexplored, and the Miramar is a 28 bedroomed and one villa. It's got a 5-bedroom villa as well, sitting on the hilltops overlooking the ocean, which you can see in the corner of the picture. It's a small luxury hotel of the world as well as a by side. Then we go into Portugal. I've got a bit of Portugal going on at the moment, and this is the first of a portfolio that will be coming into Ru&Co over the coming months. This is Vila Vita Park. It's in the Algarve. It's one of the leading hotels of the world. It is 165 bedroom and suited hotel. I'm showing you a picture of the restaurant because the owners are big foodies, and in the summertime they actually do a Michelin-starred food festival where they bring in over 30 Michelin-starred chefs from around the world to create pop-up restaurants, and they use the 9 outlets that they have in the resort to facilitate that. But it's beautiful. It's 100, as I said, 165 bedrooms, half of which are suites. It sits on a hilltop, but you go down the steps and down the cliff onto a private beach area as well. It's the first, and I think probably the only eco resort in Europe right now, which has its owners producing its own food from 9 farms that they own in Portugal. So they literally produce about 85% of the food that they serve in all their restaurants. Still in Portugal, but we've gone a little bit south and we've gone onto the island of Madeira. Madeira, for those of you who have never been, really, really, really do go. It is the most beautiful island. I was so surprised about it. It sits to the south of the Canaries. It sits in line with Morocco, actually. So the temperature and the climate there is phenomenal. Madeira for the UK, I think everybody will agree, has kind of been known as the kind of place for old age pensioners to go and escape the winter blues, but it is very much coming out of that now. And the Savoy Palace, which is this image here, is the new kid on the block. The Savoy Palace was one of the iconic hotels on the island, and the family owners knocked it all down and created this super brand new, modern, cool, contemporary, funky hotel, which sits on a hilltop as well. It's part of the Savoy Signature portfolio, of which there are 5 hotels currently. They're just about to open another one just below this hotel. So more news on that to come in the following months. Just down the road, about, again, another 40-minute drive in Sakura, we've got the Sakharam Hotel. This is in a gorgeous little fishing village called Caleta. It's a spa hotel. If you just want to go and bum out on the beach and have spa and eat some gorgeous food, then this is where you go. A lot of whale watching happens between September and February, and this area is highly famous for that opportunity. So very, very lovely property. It actually is built on a sugarcane, in an old disused sugarcane refinery. So lots and lots of industrial cool stuff dotted around the hotel because they've tried to keep the authenticity of the building. But an incredible place to visit. One of our newest hotels to join is the beautiful, beautiful Brunelleschi Hotel in Florence. As you can see, that picture is not fake. It is slap bang in the middle of Florence. You couldn't get any closer to the Duomo if you tried for a hotel. It's 250 meters from the Duomo. It sits on a little road just behind the Piazza della Repubblica, which is the main square of the town. The owner has recently finished a multi-million euro refurbishment of the buildings, and it's now being brought back to the market as a 5-star luxury boutique hotel. It's made up of a Byzantine church and a tower, a brick tower, which was, they think, built around 573 AC. So it is now officially the oldest standing structure still to exist in the city center of Florence. 96 bedrooms, event spaces, and they have just been awarded 2-3 weeks ago their 2nd Michelin star for their restaurant Santa Elisabetta. So highly recommend if you ever want to go and explore Florence. Next one to come along this is a bit of a random picture, but this is the Dolomite Mountains. Again, for the UK, not very much used or very well known as a ski resort or as an area to go to for skiing. Their skiing is currently, all the resorts are currently closed, but they have just announced on Monday this week that they will be reopening from the 7th of January. So if anybody is looking for a ski escape after Christmas, then the Dolomite Mountains is your place to go. We've partnered with a DMC there called a destination management company called Dolomite Mountains, and Agostina, who, although she's Argentinian, she's lived in Italy and in the Dolomites for over 20 years. So she and her team know everybody and everything to do on the mountains. So from dog sledding to ski safaris to hiking and biking in the summertime, she's your girl, and we can connect you if you ever needed to have any expertise for this region. And then across to the US, in Mexico on the Riviera Maya, we have Ru&Co 2087. It is the only adults-only 5-star luxury product on the Riviera Maya. It sits at the end of the strip of hotels, so it literally is set away from all of them. They have a neighbor on their left-hand side, which is about 5 kilometers away. So when you go here or you arrive here, you do feel like you're in the middle of the jungle with the most incredible 5-kilometer beach in front of you. It's super modern, very contemporary, quite unlike a lot of the other luxury hotels on the Riviera, which are quite heavily Mexican in themes, whereas this one is a lot more modern. 250 bedrooms, all of which overlook the ocean. It's a very young hotel. I use young in inverted commas, from about the age, obviously from 18, because that's the kind of the starting point, but up to about 50, 55 is kind of the age group there. It's a bit cool and funky and a bit happening. They've got 8 restaurants, 7 bars, 5 swimming pools. They have a daily complimentary activity menu that you can choose from. They've got a huge ballroom and lots of meeting spaces. So when we can go to Mexico, this would be very much, I think, on your destination list to go and check it out and use it when you're there. Los Cabos, and this is the second of the Nobu hotels that I have in the portfolio, Nobu Los Cabos. It sits just outside Los Cabos town center, about 10 kilometers away. It sits in a multi-million-pound residential complex, if you like, where there are lots and lots of very, very big houses and 2 golf courses, and then this hotel, the Nobu Los Cabos. Again, 240 bedrooms. All of them overlook the ocean and the beach, which sits right outside. It's been built in a kind of Japanese beach house styling. Absolutely exquisite. Of course, a Nobu restaurant, but they have 3 other restaurants and 4 bars to use as well. For people who want to get to Los Cabos, and this is probably again why it's an unexplored destination for the UK market, is because there are no direct flights currently from the UK, or they weren't even up till COVID. TUI had just introduced one, and then of course they withdrew it, but British Airways and Air Mexico fly to Mexico City, and you can connect with an hour's flight from there, or you can fly through New York, Dallas, or Houston if you wanted to get there. Very popular with the American market. In Miami, we have Nobu Miami Beach, and this is a picture of one of their suites. It's part of the Eden Rock complex. So for those of you who've been to Puerto Romano in Marbella, which has a Nobu within the Puerto Romano complex, this is very similar. Eden Rock is a gorgeous Art Deco jewel, one of the oldest hotels on Miami Beach, and the owners have created a Nobu hotel within it. So one wing of the hotel is Nobu. And the Nobu guests will have access to the entire complex, but they also do then have their own exclusive experiences, if you like. So their arrival, their reception, they have their own bar, their own restaurant, their own event spaces, they have their own swimming pool and gardens. So they do have a Nobu experience that is very different to the rest of the complex. But if they want to, of course, they can then use the Eden Rock complex as well. It sits right on the beach. They have a Malibu Farm restaurant, which is actually one of the only restaurants on the beach in Miami. It apparently has been there since the 50s, 60s. They had a license for it, and they've managed to keep it, whereas no other hotel on this strip of beach has that. And then this is the final Nobu, which in my portfolio, which is in Chicago. It's super, super gorgeous. It sits in an area called the West Randolph Loop, which is not downtown Chicago. It's kind of like, the closest I can give as an equivalent is Shoreditch. It's a very cool area of the city, which has been redeveloped over the last 10 years. Nobu Chicago is the only 5-star luxury hotel in the area, and it's surrounded by boutiques, art galleries, restaurants, bars, all the kind of cool stuff that a city always needs. If you want to go downtown and to the lake, it is about a 15-minute taxi journey, so it's not too far away. That area is very low rise, as they call it in America, and this hotel is actually 7 stories high with a rooftop overlooking the city, overlooking the lake. But because it's the highest building in the location, you've got incredible views from every single room that they have as well. Event spaces as well, of course. And then this is my newest baby. It's called Ranganoi Island. It is off the coast of Phuket, and it is the only privately owned island in Thailand. It is made up of 3 villas, which you can rent individually, independently, or you can rent the entire island as an exclusive use buyout. It's in total 20 bedrooms, so there's 2 villas for 8, with 8 bedrooms in each, and a smaller villa, which you can see to the right of this image, which is a 4-bedroom, which is normally used as the staff quarters. And when you see the villa, you'll be amazed. Private swimming pools for all of them. They've got an 8-room spa, and they've got all the water sports you could possibly think of, jet skis. They've got a sailing boat that you can use, and it's a 10-minute transfer from Phuket Royal Marina. So it's quite easy access. The only thing, it's an all-inclusive package. So when you go there, it's fully inclusive. You don't pay for anything else. The only exception for that are the insurances for the jet skis and the boats. But that's it. That's all you pay extra for. And they don't include that because they never know how often or when you're going to want to be using them. And then we go down to the southernmost part of the world and to South Africa. And we go to Johannesburg and the Michelangelo, which is in downtown Sandton. It's one of the iconic hotels in Sandton City. Sandton is kind of, if those of you who don't know it, is kind of the Canary Wharf of Johannesburg. All the big banks, all the big corporations surround this hotel. It sits right on Nelson Mandela Square and the Sandton City shopping mall. It's a beautiful, beautiful hotel, built very much in Italian style, with an incredible, this pool is amazing. It's a circular pool, which you get dizzy if you want to kind of do lengths, but other than that, it's pretty cool. The hotel is currently closed for a refurbishment, and they're redoing all of their bedrooms and public spaces. The bedrooms, they are trying to turn them into more corporate studios, if you like. So for any corporates that are in Johannesburg for an extended period of time, they have all the facilities that they need, like a little kitchenette area, but we can equally use them as a hotel room as well. Johannesburg is very underrated, and a lot of people fly in and fly out of it on their way to Victoria Falls or Botswana or one of the safari areas. But please don't ignore it. It's a very vibrant city. It's had a lot of money poured into it. Some very, very cool things to do there. Incredible jazz clubs. Of course, you've got the Soweto experience. You've got the Nelson Mandela story. You've got the diamonds. You've got the gold. You've got all sorts of things to do in Johannesburg. So do not bypass it. Spend at least one night there on your way to Cape Town or wherever you're going.
Rupert, I have to say you're running a little bit over time, so if we can.
Done.
That's there's your last slide.
So coming soon. So keep posted. Join Rupert and Ru&Co on LinkedIn. Email me directly to me or through Michael and Shamier. But lovely to spend some time with you, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rupert, and apologies for just coming in as you were just finishing.
Just
I'm always conscious that Zoom might cut us off, but I know we've got the extended version, Charmian's telling me. Well, thank you to everybody this is one of the very best digital showcases we've done. It's been such a varied portfolio of offerings, and every one of the possibilities that you've picked up from this session can be guaranteed to be absolutely seamless in the delivery of their services. So we're very proud to have had you guys. So thanks to all of you, Higher Frequencies, Sophia Tutino, Eventful, and of course Ru&Co. And I think there's just a message, will we be circulating the email addresses of all the presenters? Yes, we will. And there's a recording of this session too. And I think, Clifford, you've had time to choose.
Yes, I've been looking through who's here, and we have this lovely bottle of Nightimber Classic Cuvée, which is exceptionally good. And the lucky person to receive it is going to be Charlotte Dales, who I think is still here somewhere.
Yeah,
so Charlotte, well done, and we'll get in touch with you about sending that over to you. Now, of course, this is the final showcase, digital showcase from us this year. It's kind of been quite a few of them now, perhaps longer than we expected, given that we normally do actual showcases, but we hope they'll all be returning next year, and we'll be sending details of that, of course, when we know what we are allowed to do and where. I'm sure we'll be returning with some digital showcases anyway, because it's quite useful seeing what's going on out there and hearing from people. So we'll be in touch about New Year activities on that front as well. As we've said, we'll be sharing the presenters' details later. This is being recorded, so that will go up on the Venue Showcase website. Otherwise, Michael, I think that's it for, well, for the time being.
For the time being, and a
Hopefully
big thank you
to
you, Clifford, for organising these, and a big thank you to all our presenters, but not least a big thank you to our audience who've been very attentive, and we've very much appreciated your engaging with us for these last quite a few months. Let's hope we're all going to be together at a physical showcase early in the new year. And in the meantime, can I wish everyone a really happy Christmas and New Year, because I think we all deserve a little relaxation, even if it's with our own tiny family circle. So have a good time at Christmas, everybody. And thanks all for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
And you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.